Ducks lined up, and we're about to do the race for the TTM Vintage Baseball Card Drawing Giveaway. Good luck to all of you. There we go. We
Baseball
got
card
Guru
drawing
with the
giveaway.
little king
Good
crown
luck to
on.
all of you.
Sports Guy has the mohawk. There's
There
a
we go.
panda
Baseball
duck,
card drawing.
which is Hank Rassico. You got Blake Dre coming in at the top. Oh, it's gonna be a finish line finish. Who's gonna get it? Congratulations to Connor in the red duck. That was a close race. Look, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2. Everyone still good? All right, congratulations to Connor. Make sure that you go ahead and give me your address, and that way I can get the card out to you. Hey everyone, morning. How you doing? Back in it again. J Pylon, TTM video stream, live stream going on right now. We got some cards here. Some of them I forgot to showcase this past 2 weeks. When of course, if you've been following me, I had that little issue with the mail not coming through, and so I had to get the I had to wait for a second so I could get these cards visible to you. Let me make sure that everything's coming in clear. We'll go ahead and check them out. So first up, I got this Kelly Gruber back. I have to send him out some more cards because I didn't know that he was going to be signing again, and I'm missing him from my collection. So I really need some of these Kelly Gruber card collection autographs. So that's what I'm working on as well. So Kelly Gruber, third base, one of the Toronto Blue Jays players. I've been collecting Ernie Witt, Garth Eorg, and a couple other these Blue Jays players, including um, Joe Carter as well as John Olerud. And I'm still thinking that John Olerud will possibly get into the Hall of Fame eventually because they don't have much representation over there on that Blue Jays team. So we'll see. Yeah, hopefully he gets in though. So next up, we're going to take a look at the other Blue Jays ball cards I got back as well. As like I said, I'm trying to finish out this Blue Jays collection. I got back this Garth Ewing. It's a nice blue signature on the Blue Jays card. That's an 88 Donruss. He was a second baseman. He played with Ernie Witt, Rance Mulliniks, I think Buck Martinez as well. Um, and a lot of these Blue Jays players, I think some of them were from Buffalo and Syracuse, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a 88 Donruss with those funky 1980s borders on it. Nice blue signature to go with it. And next up, I got this one back is another Blue Jays player that I'm trying to collect. It's the Todd Stottlemyre. He was a pitcher. This is the 88 Donruss as well. Let me see. I misplaced some of my order or my arrangement over here, so it's going to be a little bit out of order. I have some more cards to present from that Blue Jays series, and I also got back some more Buck Martinez cards. And basically, what I'm trying to do with those sets, because as a TTM through the mail autograph collector, I'm just trying to finish off that person's years or certain cards of it. Like you can see on the left hand side where I had those Steve Garveys. So I have his rookie card, I have his custom 73 next to it. Then I have his 79, then a custom with him and Canelo, Saul Alvarez from the boxing world. Then I have his 85 and then his Kmart. I was trying to get a lot of those Kmart cards put together as well. And those Kmart card pictures that are on those Kmart cards, some of those are not actual cards that exist. They're like custom cards or something. And I don't know if they're in Topps' vault or how they did that because I know the Maury Wills card. If you notice, that card doesn't exist. There is no 62 Maury Wills, I don't think, right? Or the variations that they have of it. Simply those some of those cards just don't exist or they don't look like that when you see them, especially like the Fred Lynn. You can see some different versions of the Fred Lynn card that never existed. Going forward, this rest of this is going to be a little bit mixed up. So outside of the Blue Jay stuff, now we got Charlie Joyner. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, God is right. Great. Hello from the Rising Sun, Japan. It's 2 in the morning here. Good morning, God is great. How are you doing today? Good to see you. Good morning, Mom. And as always, I'm always getting these Charlie Joiners, and he's been kind enough the last couple of times to put some extras. So I'm getting this Charlie Joiner collection completed. Everything is getting completed and finished on that. Some of this might actually be a repeat because I got some of these out of order. Hall of Famer Charlie Joiner, great football player, San Diego Chargers. He had some of the most receiving yards in his record-breaking career. Fantastic player. And then this is here's another one of his cards. This is a record breaker. I think this is his 1978, I think. And then his 86, which I'm trying to put together a collection of not just his, but all the 1986 cards in that whole series. Don't have Pat Neshek sent this back because he sent me this random card. I didn't send Pat Neshek this card. I sent him a different card, but I guess he didn't want to sign it for some odd reason. I don't really know what his eccentric reasons are for not signing my card. So he sent me back that card unsigned, and he sent me this card in this card that I did not send him. He sent this card signed, and I also know that he collects ball cards too. So I sent him I may have sent him something of one of his favorite players. Oh, Kirby Puckett, and I think I sent him an extra Kirby Puckett card because he really likes to do that. 10 change on steel sitting in front of Debo. Good morning, D-Lac. This is. Oh wait, you know what? It's great. It's missing this. Let me put this on here too. This one of Pat Neshek. He put that little in his signature. He puts like that little dots and stuff like that in there. And sometimes he has like a what I want to say. He has like an inscription on there too. Then I got this Andy Heck baseball. I mean not baseball, football. Football. He was from the South Bench standouts. This is his upper deck card, and when I got this one on ComC, and I sent it off to him. I may have provided him with that blue Sharpie ink that it's on there. I think I may have gotten him that one. There's it from the back. One of the captains of Notre Dame's '88 national title team, All-American. He was a real standout player. And this is one of those glossy type cards, kind of almost like a prism style, but that was from Upper Deck. I may have shown you guys this before. I'm not really sure. LeVar Burton, he starred in that series Roots. He starred on that series Reading Rainbow and also Star Trek Next Generation. And right now they've got a new Star Trek series out again, and he's back on it as well. Got Richie Hebner. He did. This is not. I want to say this isn't a card I sent him either. I sent him a older card, and he kept the older card, and he sent me back this. I probably sent him one of the 1960s or 1970s cards. And instead of signing those, he sent me back two of his own, and kept the other two. I don't think he got it mixed. I don't think he got it mixed up because it seems like he just does random stuff sometimes. He just keeps random stuff. Larry Boa is the next one I got, and I need to send out that custom to Ryan Sandberg. They played together, so I've got quite the Larry Boa collection. Boa was an all-star. He played with the Phillies, and when he was on the Phillies team, he was there with Ryan Sandberg, and then they got traded over there from the Phillies to the Cubs. So they were a really good all-star combination, basically. So they did a good job. Oh, don't touch the ball card, baby boy. Oh, well. Oh, I'm sorry about that. All right. I'm sorry. I hit the mic, the mute on the microphone. So I guess you weren't hearing me. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Steve Swisher card right here. This 83. And then I got the Johnny Oates Dodgers ball card. So he would have been at 79. He would have been a catcher for Steve Garvey then at the time. I wonder if Johnny Oates would sign a Steve Garvey Johnny Oates card, a dual card. You know when I make those custom cards like you see on the left hand side where I've got that custom of Steve Garvey and Canelo. I can maybe send one out to Johnny Oates. I was talking about earlier, I had mixed up my stuff because it was supposed to be my Blue Jays. I'm getting back into it though on this little collection. Then the Luis got Salazar card back, 1985. Donruss. Now we're gonna start seeing those Joe Carters. Joe Carter helped them win that decade's best team, 1990s. He helped them win that World Series game, and then he went running around the bases, jumping. Oh, that's a really good signature on there too. Pacific doing this was, and this card's from the 90s, but it has that modern style, prism style that Panini is famous for. They like the stickers and things like that, so it looks pretty nice. Then I got the Joe Carter on the Diamond Kings. I always like the Diamond Kings. They look really good with those signatures as well. And I think that Joe Carter, I don't know, I feel like Joe Carter and John Olerud, as good as they were, I feel like they might go into the Hall of Fame eventually. It'll be pretty neat to see what they do. Then I got back this. Oh, that's still the other one. Then I got back the Ron Gant. That's his 2014 card, I think. And this next one I'm going to show is it's a bit more on the rare side. Retail predictor card. This was a part of a game that if you were playing this game, you could send these off to try to win prizes with these, or you would get some of these back. So I think this is a piece to the game that if you would send this off, you could get back other cards or other things. Then I got his medal, Phillies. I always forget that Ron Gant played on the Phillies, and here I guess we're going to be seeing the Phillies win this World Series. At least that's what I've been saying since last spring or whatever I've been saying in the Gematria community. I told you guys that the Phillies would win. I called that Browns game the other day too. Had everything bad though. Week 8, I got 10 games correct, but 5 games wrong. So I did pretty bad. But I'll get my mathematics back together again so we get back on track. At least I got that Browns game though. This is that Ron Gant Hometown Heroes. He has one Hometown Heroes card that has the silver um, zip code on it. I don't have that version. And basically, what I'm doing with all these Ron Gants is I'm gonna finish out his primary collection of his whole collection. This is the PC of mine, the autograph PC of mine is Ron Gant. So Ron Gant TTM PC is what I'm doing, and I'll go ahead and get those finished out, and I'll have the entire collection or entire set of it. What's going on, JT? Our Jason VT Sports Guy, how you doing today? I put your appreciate you. Good morning, Morgan. How you doing? Nice to see you. I'm putting there's your little blue wrench. So this is just gonna be a long video because I've got 50 of these TTMs to go through. Because some of these I missed, some of these I may have gone through in the past, but I'm gonna be putting them into my folder and get them out the way. Because some of these are the ones I didn't get to in the past couple weeks when I was too busy. So we're getting into them right now, so you guys can see all the different TTM stuff I got, all the through the mail autographs. That way I knock it all out, and then whenever I get some new ones in, hopefully I'll be able to cover those as they come in, so I don't get so backed up. And this is my remember when Ron Gant, when he was on the Braves in the early '90s, he was a superstar, right? He was really a big player, a big part of that Braves organization. David Justice, Ron Gant, Sid Bream, they were really doing an excellent job on that team. Here's his translucent card. This is one of the EX cards. There's one EX card that I don't own. There's like only four Ron Gant cards that I don't own out of his whole Ron Gant collection, and I hope I can get a hold of those ones. And they're a little bit tougher to get. And one of them is an EX. One of them is the EX card. One of them is a 1988 Score Glossy. Those are really hard to come by. His Score Glossy. And this is his. These are made out of paper. You see that Flair 97? These are paper, so they're really easy to damage. And they have gold embossing on them. They're the only baseball cards I know of that are of this flimsy material, unless you go back, back into like the some of the stuff from the 1920s or 1930s that was real paper thin like this. But this is really thin piece of paper stock that they use. It's even less stock than what we would get on typical postcard stock. It's really really paper thin. Then you have this one I like. He's got these ones where he was flexing his muscles in the pictures. The Flair that have the soft card stock exactly. And this one he's showing off the muscle, and he's breaking a baseball at the same time. And I have several different versions of this card. Let's see which version this is. Oh, this is the game piece version. This isn't his. So see that? Some of these are the game piece versions, and some of these are the other. There's so many different versions of these ones. Even in the 90s, Tops and Upper Deck and these other companies started doing that, multiple versions of different cards. So variations are nothing new. They've been going on for quite some time now. This is one of my favorites, the Above and Beyond. This is the Prism. This what it is called? Prism Above and Beyonds. Pinnacle Summit Above and Beyond, and they have that border with the like holographic border. These are a lot of fun. I got this, the Upper Deck SP. So I need to get one of his Upper Deck SP die cuts. I'm missing one of those. I need to get that. And this is his a refractor, a Wrecking Crew refractor, Ron Gant. A nice Wrecking Crew refractor, Topps Chrome. There's a little bit more on the. This isn't as expensive as some of the rare Ron Gant cards. This is a Ron Gant card miscut. It's a Topps Gallery that's full size, so it's like almost like a 3x5. It's really big, so it's a lot larger than all the rest of them. Oh, I'm about to get into my Will Clark card here in a second. I've got several Will Clark cards that were autographed, thankfully, and this one I got back for free from Will Clark to San Fran. I did send this one to San Francisco, to the San Francisco Giants ball club, and I guess he had a fee going, but he signed this one though, because I guess I got in before the fee came back, and this one took like 190 or more days. It was like almost half a year though before it got back, so it was a long time before I got this one back in the mail. I need to go put this in my other Will Clark collection too. This is a minor league player, Jack Armstrong, and I don't know anything about them. This one is Charlie Pulio. He was from the Mets pitcher back in the. I think he started back in the 70s and 80s. There's a custom card out there that I was trying to see if I could find, but I'd like to get some of those 70s and 80s cards finished up from my TTM collection because I'm saving all of it. It's all going into the binders. It's all being held onto. There's the Tom Verizer. card, undrafted player. Hello, Jay. I'm already a sub to your channel. TTM is such a great hobby. Sweet TTMs you got. Thank you so much, undrafted player. I appreciate you coming through, and I enjoyed your video earlier that I came through and gave you a thumbs up. Is there a TTM price guide? I always wondered. No, not that I know of. I think everyone just goes off of comparisons. I guess people go off of comparisons off of eBay. What they would, I would suppose, like if you see something and you say, "Oh, this is an autograph that I need for my collection," and then you go off of that, I suppose. Like the higher up autographs would be your Hall of Famers, and you look back and see back when players like Warren Spahn, who I met several times, lived in Oklahoma. He would sign for me, and his signature is like really expensive right now. If you go and get one of those Warren Spahn ball cards off of eBay or one of those other places, and then if you look at when people have them through PSA and other things, and they're in those slabs, they tend to put a high premium on those too. But you can get these also raw, some of them. As there's people that do TTM. I know there's a couple in the community that are doing TTM strictly for the purpose of reselling these. And that's not my goal or my intention. I don't do any of that reselling or trading these off. I'm building like a set of them. And so I started with the 1940s and 1950s players all the way through like to the 2000s and stuff. So for those players, they're just being kept inside my binders and folders in their pages. So they'll just be like a complete collection or complete set of all the signers from different times or different time periods. And I love it when you get back to the players that played back in the 40s and 50s because there's guys that are still alive that did that. Larry Miggins is one that I can think of off top. George Elder is another in baseball, and there's some in football. Charlie Trippy just recently passed away, and he was 100 something. So it's pretty nice to be able to reach out to these players who are also, many of whom were veterans of World War II, and all of our World War One veterans are now passed away, I believe. But we have the dwindling numbers of World War II veterans. So it's always been great for me to reach out to these players, especially the older players, connect with them, thank them for their time and for what they did on the field, and recognize them. And if I can, give them a custom ball card that I've made for them to hold on to and keep as a keepsake, and then get their autograph in return, so I can have a memory, memento of that in their entire collection. This is the Ken Singleton. I know I picked up this Ken Singleton off of eBay, and I think it was like $1 as part of a big lot of Mets cards from the 60s and 70s. And Ken Singleton was nice enough to sign it for me. I think he has a fee sometimes, but I didn't send him anything cash wise for this. I think it's no fee if you send just one item per year or something like that. Somebody sent me this in the mail because they said they lost a ball card they were trying to send me in the mail. So they sent this as a replacement for the ball card that I ordered on eBay. And this this is Fred Lynn, and I've got a bunch of cards I'm going to be sending out to Fred Lynn this year before the year's end, so I can get his autograph. And if you follow my tips and tricks, you'll see that there's if you do the introductions of yourself. Hey, what's going on, Boss Man Short Gaming? Good to see you. Salute. If you do the little tips and tricks and stuff like that, you'll be able to have success with some of the harder players to get their autographs from. And this is one of those players that is rare to have signs signed from, but they do sign people's cards for them, and I have nine cards of his signed so far, but I'm trying to complete his 70 set. So I just have like 3 or 4 more cards to go before I have a complete Fred Lynn set. This is from Barry Zito back when he did sign. This is an old return. And I don't know if he signs right now, so I couldn't tell you for sure if Barry Zito is still signing ball cards or not. So you might have to look into that yourselves and see, because I don't know. I don't think he does anymore. I'm really not sure. I've got 4 Barry Zito autographs, I want to say. Some of them are on ones like those ones, and I don't know anything about this player. This I got back in a lot of just random ball cards, and it was tossed in there. So I do not know who John Koronka was. Oh, you got to take that back, baby boy. The YouTube will get upset if they hear something like that, baby boy. Hold up. Just one moment. I'm going to put this on mute so I can get this back from him. All right. And then I had got back this Dave LaRoche card, ball card picture. And I'm really behind on this collection, so I have to go and get some more of those sent off as soon as I can. Plus, I'm working on a custom card of his to get signed as well. This is the Bud Selig um, card that I got back. Go find me a different one, big guy. Go find me a different pouch to give him. That one looks open already. I enjoy watching those great autos. Thank you so much, undrafted player. Appreciate you for coming through. Bud Selig was the baseball commissioner. Not this one, big man. I told you go get me a different one. A different one would be one of those other ones up there. So I made this custom for him. And it shows him sitting in like a Game of Thrones chair back in the day of made out of baseballs. Bud Selig. So I gotta put these all these commissioner cards together in the same. I've told you, big man, this is not the one I told you to get. It's the other one up there on the other ones. The other ones. Now you weren't supposed to get this one. I need to send out a TTM to Bud Selig. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. Get your Bud Selig requests in so you can get those Bud Selig autographs. Here he is in front of the home of the future Brewers, just making a really mean mug at the camera. That's an interesting one. And I don't know if you may or may, yeah, I'm sure like everyone's seen this one, but I gotta stick these all in their binder so I can get them out of here so I don't have to go back through them again. But there's the Adam Silver custom that I made, and another Adam Silver where he signed it in silver, and he sent these FedEx. Like once they get done with them, they send them Adam Silver, and I think Bud Selig too, send their stuff back to you FedEx, so that you get a FedEx truck pulls up and gives you your autographs instead of you getting them in the back in the regular mail with the 20 or the. Oh, kind of get going, big guy. You knocked over everything. Uh-oh. Just a minute. He knocked over the camera. All right, let me see if this brings back up the video or not. He knocked down the camera and it got undone. And I'm trying to see if I can bring it back up or not. So far, the camera is not coming back up. Let me see how I can fix it. All right. So the camera is out for right now, but I'm fixing it right as we speak. And hopefully it'll be back up and running here after I do this fix to it. Can you guys hear me still? I'm still good. Audio good. Big guy, don't bump this thingy. Okay, ma. Let me see what's wrong with this. It says HDVO view TXU. Oh, the last part is wrong. Okay. Hopefully this will work. There it is, finally. It's back on the right way now. Let's see if we can get it going. Hope you're well. Technical problem. Oh yeah, the I've got my babies here, and the babies are knocking over everything. The babies are grabbing a hold of stuff and yanking it all down. They pulled down the camera. Now it's all fuzzy. So back back to showing the TTM stuff. And then this is that Curtis Strange golf card. Oh, I really had this all mixed up because now I'm right back into the Ron Kent collection again. Golf. That golf card is pretty cool looking. I like I like that golf card because it looks kind of like those Diamond King cards. It looks kind of like those Allen and Ginter ball cards as well. This one is the Ron Gant. Well, let's see. Hold up. Oh shoot. Ron Gant 2002 Topps Chrome Refractor. It bumped everything again, so I'm back again. Hold up. There it is. Refractor. Oh shoot. This one's gonna be hard to see a little bit, I think, right? Crash the game, and it's the gold one, I think. You can't see through there, but that's the Crash the Game card. Oh my goodness. I don't know anyone that has a bigger Ron Gant collection than this one right here. This collection that goes on forever. It's a dope card. Yeah, the little Crash the Game piece card. Then I got the Refractor over here, Bowman's Best Ron Gant card. Then I got this one over here, and he played for so many teams, but the main team he's best remembered for is when he was on the Braves in that early Braves season when he was with David Justice, and David Justice was all the rage, and I guess Justice had married Halle Berry. Remember that? And he went around and Ron Gant. This Ron Gant collection is a massive Ron Gant collection. Let me tell you. And it's I'm just keeping it all. It's just the autographed TTM PC personal collection. This is a this is one of the customs that I made. It looks like the real deal. I'll show you even in the back too. Even in the back, this looks like the real deal. Look at this. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look like the real deal. See? Look at that back. That back looks like the official card. This Oh man, that looks clean. That is a nice looking custom ball card that came out looking exactly like the actual Donruss ball cards, but it's not. It's just a custom I made up. So very cool looking. I'm glad it turned out like that. Next up we got Ron Say, who played with the Cubs. I think that Ron Say is charging now. I didn't send off a fee for this, but every now and then certain players have different fees that they ask the fans to send them, like a $5 or $10 donation. Then I think it's like a couple people that have real crazy ones, and I can't remember them. But there was this one 1960s player that like only played one or two games, and he wants $100. I forgot his name, but I'm gonna need to send off to him and see if I can coax him into his autograph without paying the $100. $100 for a guy that played back in the 60s, one or two games. He said, "I'm gonna need $100 if you want my autograph." Well, I thought that was really hilarious whenever I think that it was I'm pretty sure it was the Hank Rassico channel that that put me on to that one, and some of the other ones that were like hundreds of dollars. Dave Kingman, he has one of the greatest uh what was that, Grand Slams, right? He hit 16 Grand Slams, I believe, wasn't it? In 16 Grand Slams, tie with I think Hank Aaron and Babe Ruth. So Dave Kingman ties with Hank Aaron and Babe Ruth with all those grand slams that he had. I made that Ron Gant card, undrafted player. Boss Man Gaming said, "Killer, you on it? Appreciate." And yeah, I do have a lot of Ron Gant cards. That's a lot. That's more. I have more than that too. I have like because I'm trying to complete his entire, basically his entire collection of Ron Gant. So it's gonna be when I'm all said and done with it, it's gonna be pretty nice. I'll go through the binder and show off the entire thing. Joe Carter. I don't have every single Joe Carter like that though. I'm getting a lot of Joe Carter, but uh, my main goal with Joe Carter is to get about 9 or 10 of his autos all together. Basically, I want to complete out his tops collection of Joe Carter. Oh, do I have IG, Instagram? Okay, okay, I got you. Instagram, no. Twitter, yes. I'm on uh, Twitter. If you want to follow Twitter, you'll get those. You'll get my everyday update over there on Twitter. It's the same thing that jpylon3 at jpylon3 on Twitter. If you want to follow me over there, so you can see my daily updates, you'll see ball cards that I get in. You'll see me post picks for the football. You'll see me, speaking with everyone else because the two communities that I'm involved with basically is the ball card community, or three communities basically, but I don't hear too much from the gematria community, but gematria community, the ball card community, and the hoteps. So there's those three groups basically. So whenever you're on my Twitter, you'll see me update, um, have an update for each little community on what we're talking about or what we're doing. And the Joe Carter charges $5 per card, but I think, oh, when his birthday came up, I sent him some cards and he wanted to keep some cards. So I sent him a bunch of cards and he sent me back the autographs for free on them because he said he collects ball cards too. So baseball player Joe Carter also collects ball cards of himself, I believe. So you can send those to him too. As does, I think, Wade Boggs. So yeah, Bossman said it's not on Twitter. And then I got Fred Dryer, Giants. Well, go get you a how I say go get you a Twitter. Boss man, got this play. Oh, you got something you wanted to do? All right. Yeah, I'm not on Instagram though. You'll have to get at me on what's his name? Twitter. That's why I can't even think. Fred Dryer with the Giants. He also was the star of that TV show called Hunter, and he takes about 365 days before you get his autograph, but it's pretty nice to get it back once you get it. There's his autograph. Oh man, that card was beat up too, all beat up. And then he signed this one as well. This is a 76, I think. I really like these 76 football cards. Let me double check. I think one card you're looking at there is either a 68 or a 69. And I'm pretty sure the card I just threw up there was a 76 Topps football card. Oh yeah, the information on the Joe Carter's charging. Yeah, $5 a card. He also collects ball cards if you wanted to throw him an extra or two. He might uh he may or may not, I don't know, let you get a free auto if you sent him like some cards in exchange, like trading with him to ask, but I don't know how. It all depends. Sometimes people can be eccentric or finicky or picky. You never know what they're gonna do. You remember William the Fridge Perry? This is his 87. I was a big fan of the 87 set, and I never owned any of the 86 Topps football until later on. And now I really, really, really like the 86 cards. This is the 86 reprint archives of the 86. I wish I had the 86 original. At first, I sent off to William Perry, and I couldn't get his autograph because they have some strange addresses listed for him, like out in the boonies, in the sticks, in like some kind of wilderness or something like that, with overgrown bushes and things, where his mailbox was supposed to be located. But they finally got it out to him the second time when I found a different address for it. Oh, let me see where I'm at now on all these ball cards. I might as well just show off the Steve Grogans again, even though that you guys have probably already seen the Steve Grogan collection. So this is a long video today. I've got like 100. autographs to go through to catch up everyone on. Steve Grogan, quarterback for the Patriots back in the day, signed everything I sent him. I don't know how many cards I sent out altogether, about 10 or 12, but he signed them all. And when I say, when I do these great big send outs like that, I'm also sending them cards as well for them to keep or something for them to have traded too. So I'm not just inundating them with just random stuff. It's usually because they asked me in a letter or something like that if they could have extras or if I could make custom for them or if I could whatever it is that they needed when I correspond with the players, then I send them back whatever it was. So some cards that you'll see, like we had a baseball player named Vito Valentinetti, and he sent me a request that he wanted 18 customs done for him, so he could keep them, I guess, and show his family and friends. So I did that for him. I sent him 18 customs, and in return, he signed 10 cards for me. So I had to send off a special envelope or like a mail package for that. And sometimes I have to send off when I do that, I have to send off like a special mail package plus a Sharpie and then say, here's all your extras. And then, could you please sign all this other stuff in return for everything else that I'm sending out? Do I show my TTM on my recent returns? Yeah. So that's what some of this is mixed in there is because a couple weeks ago, my mail came up missing. I had a 1950s ball card that was supposed to come back on eBay. I had um, Floyd Bannister's autograph that was supposed to come back, and something else that was supposed to come back, and they all came up missing. And so I didn't get to show off those recent ones. And so some of this is the recent stuff that I got back afterwards, after that incident happened, and some of it is me catching up with what I missed out in the weeks prior or whatever. So this isn't stuff just from like this isn't stuff like from a year ago or anything like that. This is stuff like oh, I don't know, like a month or two altogether. So, but it's not stuff like from like 2 years ago or something like that, or last year or something. These are like within this month period when that incident happened with my mail. And then I got back this Pat Kelly signed in black. And I don't like when they sign in black necessarily. I want to get except so on some hockey cards, those look pretty good. And not that I mind that I'm extremely picky about it. It's okay, but if I had the choice, I would definitely like to see the blue Sharpie on the ball cards, baseball cards, because it just pops better. And that gold or silver really pops on some of those. Pretty soon, big guy. Those blue. Oh, here I got this card back. Um, Jeff Torborg, and I got to send out all these Phil Bradley cards soon. Mike Squires. I have to show the Phil Bradley card. Phil Bradley. I need to get his card back signed too. I'm gonna be sending out to him, and I'll show you guys what I did with these basketball cards that I got back in the mail. These are the Mark Macon cards, and I sent him this silver Sharpie, and I'll show this one off because it looks really. See that silver Sharpie, especially in person, but yeah, it really stands out on a lot of basketball cards when you have that silver across there. Like some of the big names, the way that they sign really good in that silver, it just looks really cool on their NBA cards, their NBA trading cards, and it really pops. There's a lot when you look at those basketball cards. Most of the basketball cards are hard to see what's happening in them, just because there's so many dark backgrounds and the lighting. But when you see baseball players, baseball and football, their cards are taking place like outdoors. Sun is shining, you can see everything. When you take a look at basketball cards, they're inside a stadium that's dark practically, and all those backgrounds don't show up the right way. This is Jerry Mullins, and plays for the Steelers. Eric Anthony, which I need to get his collection finished off. Astros, get the Houston Astros and the Phillies going on right now. The Orioles player Greg Olson. This is his rookie, rated rookie. Spike Owen. So I need to get that Spike Owen finished up too. Weekly wrap up in here. What is going on, Albert to the P Perkins? What is good with it? Albert's getting ready to buy that PlayStation 5 VR2 unit. He's going to be buying that system soon. He's going to get 5 chargers for it and 3 of the peripherals too. It's gonna run him about $1,500, but he said it'll be well worth it just so he can play his Skyline Cities in VR. Even though the graphics look kind of like Wii graphics, so more power to Albert. I know he's doing the right thing. He's gonna. I know he's doing the right thing. It's gonna really come through the VR and 4K those city skylines for $1,500 for the new PlayStation 5 VR setup, part two, mind you. So that's the best thing out there coming soon. Jack McDowell autograph. Now Jack McDowell charges, and I got this one for free, but he charges something crazy like 5 or 10 or $20 a card or something off the wall. I don't know. He had a great signature. I wish he would just say that he had a limit of one per person and be reasonable. Some of these guys come up with all kind of stuff. These guys are not even. Some of the ball players are not like um then that some of them are not in the Hall of Fame or something like that. They want to say that they're charging $20 a card or whatever. I don't know how expensive Jack McDowell's is, but I don't think it was cheap. It's Leo Gomez. He signed that in a red pen. He got Tony La Russa. And this is an older one that I got. It got damaged. This is a Jose Canseco signed this one. And my Shawan Dunston cards are still missing. I sent out to him, and those ones are still missing. And I don't know if I'm going to be getting those back anytime soon or if they're just missing. Gone with the Wind. There's Bill. I'm on the PlayStation, PS4, and what do I have? I've got the Xbox and I got the PS4, and it's on my gamer tag. I'll type it in. I'm not even. I don't play that. Yeah, he signs right now. Undrafted player. He let me see. What was I gonna say? Yeah, he's signing, but I can't remember where at though. Sometimes he disappears from his signing locations, so I can't tell you for sure where to send off to Jose Canseco. But he is signing TTM, and his locations change, and I think it's $5 or $10 what you want his autograph. So it's kind of like a hit or miss thing. I'm like missing 4 cards that I sent off to Jose Canseco at different times. So it's a mess if you try to send off to him. I didn't put any cash in there though, thank goodness. But those cards are gone. I don't know where he's moved off to. Another Louis Pujols. Then I got this Tom Hutton, which I'm gonna send off more to Tom Hutton because I've got to get his whole collection completed. And by that I just mean like 8 more cards of this because not of this particular one, but 8 more cards of his. I mean, with the Expos, as I was putting together a collection of those Expos players. Here we go. Bam. Isaiah Thomas signed card. Where's his signature at? Aha. That was the best place to sign it at, Isaiah Thomas. Right on the back. There's Isaiah Thomas's autograph right on the back of his NBA basketball card. Perfect place to sign it down there at the bottom. So you'd have to flip this around for people to see it. There's the front. Shame he didn't sign. There's Bill Cartwright. This is what I'm saying about the blue ink on these basketball cards. Is it's so hard to see the uh, the signature because it kind of just comes barely in. Come on, Isaiah said trading cards. Welcome in, trading cards. How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, Isaiah signing on the back of it kind of ruins the whole thing. Oh, it ruins it. I mean, I'm still excited to have Isaiah Thomas's autograph, but there, see, the Adam Silver. See, when they sign in silver or gold on these NBA cards, it works out a lot better because the dark backgrounds. The blue is a little bit harder to see. Say a little bit harder to see, right? And then if they're signing it on the back of the cards, that's really funny. And then I got this one. He signed this one in his ink pen. So this is why I send them. This is why I say I send out to these sports players. I send out to them the you loved Bill Cartwright, Albert. That's what's up. Isaiah Sweet, Bill Cartwright. Appreciate you undrafted. And thank you. Appreciate it too about the TTMs. Yeah, no problem. This is a long video today. If you want to watch some of the replay, you can. Earlier, the baby knocked over the camera, but we're back up and we're running again. This is the longest TTM video because I've got 50 or 100 TTM ball cards to go through to showcase, to show off, to let everyone see how these have been going. I need to put a special box in these ones that just got finished. I don't have a little box set up for them just yet. Let me move them out to the side. I'm gonna be putting them all into my Kindle Gill. Signed this in ink pen, and that's why I say I usually send them out those Sharpies, those markers. What I miss? About 30 minutes worth or something. Welcome in, Henry S. No, you missed an hour's worth. Goodness. There you go. I think y'all didn't know I was on here for an hour already. It's been going on forever. Is Wes? I got this one back, but I think this is probably an older signature. Is he still with us? Wes Unseld, the NBA coach of the Bullets before. I'm not really sure. You hand. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna read this one, but we're gonna read it in code because I don't even think you're allowed to say his name on the YouTube. You handed Billy G a card outside a sleeve, and he took both, then signed the sleeve and said the card and walked away. So back the card ain't so bad. That guy just, I don't know. Maybe that guy's just, he's either eccentric, crazy, or all of the above, right? Oh man, I haven't met him. I don't know if I'd really like to particularly. And if you say his name on the YouTubes, you could accidentally catch a strike or something like that. Since they're really sensitive over here. That's why a lot of people are moving to Rumble. And I'm thinking, sorry about the babies yelling in the background, but I'm thinking that it might be a good idea to do Rumble ball card streams too, maybe. Just because you have to walk on eggshells so often around YouTube, and different people that don't even do anything, don't even have anything negative to say, sometimes will catch strikes or have their videos taken down or removed or get, those little things that say copyright over nothing. So it's just an idea I might do. Oh man, do you think that Isaiah was bad? Wait till you see this one. This is rough. There's Joe Dumars, right? And look at the back. Oh my goodness. Oh my. It's almost faded off. I don't know what he signed to that with. A dry eraser or not. Was that a pen? What did he sign this with? What did you do, Joe Dumars the third? What is this? What happened? This one's rougher than the. Wait, this is rougher. This is way rougher than that Isaiah Thomas. My goodness. You see some guys that that sign the cards like in crayon or in dry eraser or in pencil, and you just say, "What in the world is going on?" And then he signed the back of it on top of that. Oh man, that's rough. This one is signed. Oh, you're gonna like the next one coming up after this. Ken Norman. Ken Norman of the Clippers signed this one. He even put his see, that's not so bad. You get the black marker on there, but you can clearly see what's going on. I don't mind that too much. So if you're a Piston, see them, remember the Pistons were the bad boys of the game. So I think they just have to continue that streak when it comes to autographing the cards too. They're like, let me see if I could just do something off the wall. And MJ took that personally, right? MJ will take that personally for sure. Then we got Oh, probably a flare pen that didn't dry quick. Ugh. Yeah, there we go. Kid Norman. All right, Kid Norman. Here we go. Now you guys gonna like. Oh wait, wait, wait. Okay, the next two coming up. Well, next three coming up. You guys are gonna be like, what? This is another Kid Norman, the forward. Look at those 1990s cars. These are just fun. They scream 90s, don't they? Look at all that. The little gold border. I think they were trying to mimic the style of uh-oh, who is this? It's Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. Every once in the blue moon, he's signing out of some strange address, and I got to go back there and figure out if he's still going to be signing from the address or not. If he does, then that's going to be really cool to get some more successes out of Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. Hakeem the Dream. Actually, he put is barely visible, but he put Hakeem the Dream on this, and I don't see that too often. I bet that would be hard to authenticate, though. You think it looks like the legit signature? I don't know if PSA would say that that was legit or not. We'll find out. I really, I'm pretty sure that he did sign this, though. It looks. I don't think that he had someone else sign it for him. I think that was the real deal. The same with this. The same with this Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. I'm pretty sure that he signed both of them because you know why? Because he signed it with the black pen on one and then signed it with the blue on the other, even though both were sent at the same time. And that's the kind of strange stuff some of these players do. Just like you saw with Isaiah Thomas signing the back of the card earlier. That's just the kind of stuff that you can come to expect from them. So sometimes Hakeem the Olajuwon is Hakeem or Akeem Thomas. This one you can see it's on the front. Should send that off to get it graded. And this one, Flair 90 stars. I really like these Flair 90 stars, especially the Michael Jordan one. I really like those Flair 90 stars. Henry S. Did your Akeem look about the same? Does it look like that's the real deal? I figure it's the real deal. I don't think he's like they say that. What's his name is? Oh, I forgot the guy's name now. Is it Phil Jackson? Phil Jackson came out later and said that he's signing. He has his family sign his cards for him. But I think some of his early stuff is him signing it actually. Here's Tim Hardaway's signature, the Flair 90 card. I really like that Tim Hardaway signature. That looks great. I put this one in a sleeve, protective sleeve. Oh, let me pull it out so you can see it though. Oh shoot. Oh, you saw it at the local card shop. Okay, because Henry S. He does have a good he has a good address to send to. I think right now that if you send it off to him, it takes like 75 days or longer. And if you get it back in, it's just hit or miss though. I think. So what my game plan is for some of these really hard signatures to get out this year. I'm gonna be sending off their Christmas cards to the really tough ones and see if I can coax them into getting the signatures back. I got a stack to go through that I'm gonna be sending out. Scotty Brooks, who played for the Timberwolves, who was the coach over here at the Oklahoma City Thunder, for $1. That's real suspect. Nah. So are you Henry S? Are you gonna be sending it off to get it authenticated with PSA? I don't recall if I ever saw you sending off any of your stuff to get it authenticated or not. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I don't remember seeing any of your stuff being sent off. Their prices are so expensive through PSA and Beckett, basically. So it's really hard to say. This card has Michael Jordan on it. Look at that. That would be nice to get a dual autograph on that. I think Michael Jordan, back in 2018 or 19, was signing at a foundation thing until people found out about it. But you had to send, I think, $100 or something like that. because the foundation place was owned by one of his representatives. And if you sent the card, and there was a small window to do it. So when you went to was it Tiger Star or one of those other places, they were telling you that, hey, Michael Jordan signed our cards for us. But that was a very short window of opportunity to get that. I'm not sure how to pronounce this center's name. Ron Sickley? Cycly? I'm not sure. I don't recall. I don't recall him. Nah, it was the value box, which you didn't go through and pull out all the stars. Oh, okay. Just the value box. I like the value boxes. I'm always messing with those. Terrell Buckley, draft day card. I love getting these rookie cards signed by the NFL players. Packers. He had a real decent career, didn't he? Terrell Buckley. Dave Krieg. I still need some more Dave Krieg autographs. Henry S., how's your Dave Krieg collection? Do you have one going on right now? Do you have a sizable Dave Krieg collection? Not even necessarily sizable. You have some Dave Krieg cards signed or photos, because sometimes you send photos, don't you? This is going to be next up. It's going to be the Jim Harbaugh, right? Harbaugh, and then I got this Senator Walker, number, what is his number? 34. So Senator Walker, number 34, the great senator of Georgia. Ray Crockett, 39. Coming up as a player, I think that's just a minor league player, and I'm not really sure. Ray Crockett. I think he signed this one in a thin blue Sharpie. I'm gonna put this out to the side so I don't get it damaged. Uh-oh, baby's over here pulling on the controllers. Baby is pulling on the controllers. Hold up. Don't knock everything down, baby boy. Oh, that's a good show for you. Go finish watching that show. All right, Herschel. Next up, I got this back in its wow, it fell out. Herschel knocked him out. This one is Rod Henderson. I don't know much about them. I thought they were the minor leaguer top prospect. I don't know if they had a season with the MLB. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that they did. I had completed a bunch of oh wait, let me see what Henry S is saying. He said, "Nope, I haven't seen many of my Seahawks cards because most were 1990s bred cards and super hard to find. I have a pile of Kriegs." Well, that makes sense. You wouldn't want to send off anything valuable that you might never be able to replace or that's too expensive. That's always been a rule of thumb for me too. And I accidentally, so recently, I sent off to Jim Gento, who I'm a big collector of. Jim Gento. Jim Gento had 6 Grand Slams back in the 1960s, I believe. Or is it six? I think, yeah, 6 Grand Slams. And he's one of the best players for the Orioles of all time, along with Brooks Robinson, Ronnie Hansen. And I sent off to Brooks Robinson, not Brooks Robinson, Jim Gento. I sent off to him a ball card from that Oak series, and it was actually a super rare one, a very rare one, and it's like a one of one type of a card. And I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was prior to me sending it off, and I found out later it was. And he thought that I made that for him to keep, so he kept it. So that was disappointing. So I learned my lesson on that. I said, "Oh man, never again." This is another one of those Rod Henderson cards. This minor league guy. I don't think that he had. I don't know that he had a career in baseball beyond the minors. I don't know. You guys, I'm not really sure about him. Jeff Kunkel, and I need to get. Thanks for the showcase. All the best, buddies, and happy TTM. Thank you. I appreciate. No problem, undrafted player. This is one of those big long streams that's gonna go on for all eternity. Not that long, but still, this is a long stream because I got a lot to go through. Jeff Kunkel, ball card, 1990 score, signed in black Sharpie. And I need to get the rest of his collection. I sure don't have it as of yet. Then we got, oh my goodness, who is this? I'm not sure how to pronounce this man's name. Larry Milky, Milky. I'm not really positive because I don't really recall. I'm just trying to get his get his 1990s cards together. I think he was a late 80s, early 90s guy. So I'm trying to put together all of those Rangers cards I showed before that I had some of those Kevin Brown ball cards from the Rangers. So those were really great that I got a hold of those. I'm happy about that. And I'm gonna try to. Oh, Andy, not Andy Ashby, right? Alan Ashby was putting together some cards that featured him as well. Then we're gonna get into this. Oh wait, let me get into this celebrity real quick. There he is, Tim Allen. I made this custom of Tim Allen. It looks like a 52 design with him standing next to Buzz Lightyear. So Tim Allen is the original and only Buzz Lightyear as far as I'm concerned. He's the voice. He all the the characteristics of the character shine through and the comedy shines through because of Tim Allen, not for any other new characters that they're trying to put in there to say that this is Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear should be Tim Allen. Tim Allen does a fantastic job of it. Henry S. Oh yeah, for the Phillies. Philly, is it tonight? Are you that what you talking about, Henry S? The Phillies and the Astros is game another game going down of that tonight? Or are you talking about something else in football or something? Here is Gary Matthews of the Cubbies. Great player. I need to get his collection completed out. Then I got another card coming up. Vernon Wells. Vernon Wells is a good signer of TTM. Vernon Wells, great signer of TTM. We'll say great. He's very good though. Sometimes you might miss out on it. And um, West Chamberlain will be coming up on this collection too. I saw someone else had their West Chamberlains out. Doug Henry. Of course, I need to get some more Doug Henry autographs finished up. These are both 92 Doug Henry ball cards. Player for the Brewers. Tim Allen signed my photo in silver. Wish it was black. Well, that's rare, Henry S. I wouldn't mind in being in silver on the in the photo. I guess. Did it smudge or did it come in pretty clear? That's pretty cool though. At least he signed it, right? Tim Allen, huh? That's pretty cool. Alejandro Pena signed this one in black Sharpie on the 92. Braves player, pitcher, Wilson Alvarez. I've got two of his cards coming up. There's Wilson Alvarez, played for the White Sox. This is his 92 Flair. Ooh, I said that without even looking at it too. 92 Upper Deck. Once you get used to looking at these ball cards, then you're kind of used to what the company was that put them out and what the year was, and then you can just rattle them off and be like, this is this, that, and the third. Once you get you so used to looking at them over and over again, then sometimes you even remember what the I know in my case, I remember what the some of the stats were. I remember what the back of the card number was. Going through the 1958 top set, I could almost remember, card by card, who's on which card. And it's just because you get into collecting and you get into it. If you get real big into it, like I have over the years, it just comes second nature. There's Diamond Princess in the stream. Don DeMarco, doo doo. Welcome in, Diamond Princess. There I have Mariano Duncan autograph on the Phillies card. Phillies set to win the World Series is what I've been saying all along prior to the World Series. Prior to the playoffs, I've been saying that the Phillies are going to be winning it this year. There's West Chamberlain. That's not my name. I don't know who this name is. My name's Jay, and they've put something. I don't know. That looks like Jennifer. I don't know. West Chamberlain signs with inscriptions. So if you're sending off to West Chamberlain, they're going to inscribe your stuff. And Steve Altwater put James on my card when he sent it back to me. And I put J on there, but he must have thought it was James, or sometimes they got so many different letters they get mixed up. And West Chamberlain has put Jennifer on here instead of J also. So to Jennifer. But They're they have different ways. Some of them do it when they want to sign stuff. Are you ready for lunch now? Oh, good. Then I've got Milt May, who signed in really tiny. Hey, Jennifer. Milt May, who signed really small lettering, and that one, their signature is unusual. Oh man. Yes, look this next one I got coming up. Okay, let me see what Henry S. said while we feast on this George Foster. He said, "Look," your writer said, "Look about that bottle he's bringing to you. It doesn't stand out, but didn't smear. I found a slide on eBay, had it printed. I'm sure he's tired of the same photos. He's on a ladder in front of a Walt Disney Studios awning." Cool, Henry S. Very nice to hear that. Congratulations on your signature of Tim Allen. That's pretty cool. And I, uh, from celebrities, I sent off to Ed Asner. I sent off to Tim Allen. Um, I sent off to Alex Trebek prior to his passing. So I sent off 10 cards to Alex Trebek, and he sent me back a letter that he liked the cards that I was making, the customs, and he kept a bunch of those customs that I sent him back. And so he sent me back four, I think, three or four. He sent me autographs of. Here's the George Foster, one of the great players of the 70s and 80s, of course. This one I got back for free, but I know he does sign those, so I think he's either $10 or $20 a signature. Is it 10 or 20? Forget. I think it's probably 10. Some of these guys are raising their prices because of inflation. Inflation is going up, so their card prices are going up. They want their money. Here's 1980s Phil Garner. That signature is really cool. It matches just about with his signature down there at the bottom. I really like it when they take their time like that to match up their signatures and put it out like that. That looks really great. So I'm happy to see that. Next up, another guy that does sign, great signer, Willie Wilson. Willie Wilson sent me this back sign. I'm so excited to have this. I'm trying to complete the Willie Wilson collection I got, and I think of this is the only card I have of him so far. So I've got a long way to go on that. But once I get that completed, it's going to go right straight into those folders of mine. It's going to look fantastic in his collection. I think the Phil's game is tonight. The announcers were confused about the rain delay. Okay, thank you, Henry S., for the update. Appreciate that. And, oh my goodness, another Andy Heck. Got to put that in my football card collection. There's a score, Andy Heck, #1 draft pick. That card just looks really great. Like the Deion Sanders card, like the Barry Sanders card of the era that have those great looking borders, the Joe Theismann card I recently picked up on eBay that has that 1990s, late 80s, early 90s score design going. I really am a fan of those designs. So I'm going to be sending off to Joe Theismann soon with a card that looks similar to this. I'm going to be finishing off this Andy Heck collection. I think I've got 4 Andy Heck cards signed so far. So I just need 5 more to go to complete in my binder because those binder pages are 9 cards per page. Ron Goodry, free signature. I think he's starting to charge though now. I guess he's back and forth with signing or not signing. Henry S., I'm sure you would know on Ron Goodry what's he got going on. But I guess he's back to charging. I did not pay for this. I sent this 89 tops off. He sent it back in the mail. Pretty excited to have that. Really good pitchers that I like, like Frank Tanana, Charlie Huff, those good signatures on their stuff. Of course, Bobby Shantz, 1950s player. I love getting the Shantz. I love getting the Roy Faces. It was funny, Ryder was running around with that water bottle saying, "Look!" The wonderful baby. Yes, I think that's right, Boss Man Short Gaming. I think it's a 3D picture of Pac-Man on the video game. And on Call of Duty, I'm really good at it, but I just haven't been playing Call of Duty very often. I'm pretty sure that that's what you're looking for, though, in my Big J South, and it says Hotep on the side of it. That's who I was running with. It's the Hotep. So Okay, so this one, RIP to um I'm also on the Xbox too. This is Ken Osmond, and he has passed away. He was the actor from the Leave It to Beaver series. He played Eddie Haskell. And you can see in the side he put Eddie, Ken Osmond, signature really shaky. And I got this right like the day before he passed on. So I think pretty sure when I got this back, Ken Osmond. So unfortunately we lost him, and I really would have liked it if he could have signed it on the front part, but the back, what else can you do? He signed it for the back, so RIP to Ken Osmond, actor. And that was a great little show, watching the Beaver. I still watch the Beaver. I got a lot to go through. I got a lot to go through on the Beaver series still, the Leave It to Beaver series. I think I'm on the last final season. I got to knock that out. I got to knock out Father Knows Best series as well. Get done with that. Then I can move on to some other series that I was catching up on. This is a great looking card. It's one of those silly cards. Those When we talk about silly cards, those oddball funny cards where they're doing something ridiculous. Here he's pretending to eat some baseballs, and this is what's his name? He's a I don't know if he played very long in the league. I don't think he did. Iyer. Scott Iyer in blue, Sharpie with a plate of baseballs, pretending to eat the baseballs with a knife and fork. A really ridiculous looking card, and I like collecting those cards where they're doing something silly. Brings you back to that Gus Zernell card from 1952 where he's holding a bat that has a bunch of baseballs stuck onto it, glued onto it, and he's making the OK hand sign. And brings me back to those silly cards like that. I'm a fan of that. I got the Greg Vaughn, 1990. Greg Vaughn is Mo Vaughn's brother, isn't it? Greg Vaughn, Mo Vaughn, Greg Vaughn, Mo Vaughn. It's brothers, right? If I'm not mistaken, they're related, I think. Or am I wrong? Have I been wrong this whole time and those are not relatives of one another? You guys can tell me. Otis Nixon of the Braves, 1992 Donruss baseball card. Otis Nixon. Now this next one is really hard to get, and I don't think I'll get it ever again. I'll probably have to go on eBay to get the rest of them because he's moved or something. Is Bob Hamlin. And most Bob Hamlins, I think, on eBay don't look like they're legitimate either. So this Bob Hamlin collection is going to be incredibly hard for me to put together. I can tell you that right now. I might not ever get that done. I don't know. Some guys are easier to find than others. And like I was saying, Barry Zito, I have a bunch of the Barry Zito stuff already. He used to sign all the time. He doesn't sign right now. This took this took an incredible long amount of time to get back. I think it was like 4 or 5 years. Tim Salmon, Tim Salmon took 4 or 5 years to get back. So if you're sending off to Tim Salmon, just expect that it might be a couple years before you ever get it back in again. Do I have the GTA on the Xbox or the MLB? Oh, I think I do. Whether or not I'm gonna be playing them though is hard to say because I've always got the babies that I'm watching, my babies, and I gotta help with them. So me hopping on the game systems to play some games gets a little bit tricky. Gets a little hard to do. Sometimes I pop up all night and do it, at random. But most of the time, nine times out of 10, I'm rarely on the systems, rarely on the video games. Then we have Cliff Floyd. I love this whole draft collection from the 1990s. That's one of my favorite ones. You got Jean-Claude Van Damme. What did he take a long time to, Henry S? You said, oh, let me look in here. I got it set to top chat, but I probably need to have it set to live chat so I can see if you guys said anything else. I had it clicked something wrong on here, didn't I? Live chat. Okay. Live chat on. Live chat on. There you go. All right, guys. And then I got this one, Ben McDonald autograph rookie card. Did I already go through Vernon Wells? I think I did. Because I'm trying to get through these other ones. Preston Wilson, 9092 draft pick. What team is that? Oh my goodness, that is. I'm not even quite sure. Let me take a look at the back because I know that whenever he was with I know he had like a short stint in the MLB, didn't he? Was it like 3 or 4 years or something like that? Some of these guys from that draft didn't play that extremely long. Oh, that's Kendall Gill. That's not Larry Johnson's signature. That's another Kendall Gill. I don't think you can get Larry Johnson's autograph too easy. I don't know where he's at. I haven't seen his autograph returns lately. Uh-oh. Hold up. Just a second. The baby's doing something. All right. And then my guy Vernon Wells came back, signed. Who to watch? Vernon Wells. And this is a die cut card as well. One of those nice die cuts. I think this one I pulled out of a pack or something like that. Didn't I? Pastime signatures. I don't remember sending off this. Philippe Lou. I doubt that I sent this off. All right. And got the Tony Pena catcher. Which card is this one? This is the score 1988, right? Score 1988 Tony Pena card. Then I got the Davy Lopez 84 Donruss ball card. Really great signature on there. I enjoy seeing that. Now this next one I'm going to show is not a this is not a TTM, but it's one of my favorite players from back in the day on the Seattle Mariners. That was Joey Cora. Remember Joey Cora had those great games with the playoffs and the World Series, trying to win it all and failing, and he was left out there disappointed on the field. I think he was crying out there on the field too because he was really disappointed. But he did it. He played his heart out though. Of all the players on the Mariners that did a their best out there was usually Joey Cora when they had that disappointing loss in the series. There's Bob Horner, so I'm pretty happy to have this Bob Horner ball card. What you guys can hear me okay still? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. See everyone's dropping off. Let me check. Mic check 1 2. Hello hello. Hmm. We still good to go? We went from having okay, thank you Diamond Princess. We suddenly dropped off from having 10 people in the chat to having just 4 a second ago. So I wondered if maybe I lost connection or something like that. That was a big drop off that it said. Okay, so I got Bob Horner. Bob Horner had those games where he had all those grand slams, so he was a really great hitter. I think he was going to be, when he was on the third base of the, it's the third base, right? Okay, yeah, I'm right. Third base of the Atlanta Braves, 1984 All-Star Collector's Edition set. So when he was playing, he was really good as a hitter, and I was happy to get his autograph back. I'm also really happy to get this Chris Chambliss back. I've got some more Chris Chambliss cards out there. in in just waiting to see if they come back way back in this. Okay, so we did have some kind of connection issue. I just said from OBS, it said reconnecting is now successful. So that's why the drop off happened. So I guess you got everyone in here is still in here, but some people I guess got dropped off then. Sorry about that to anybody that got dropped off. Yeah, go ahead. I don't know whose that was. I'm not really sure whose that was. So sorry about that, guys, to everyone that got dropped off the connection earlier, but we're back on and running right now. And I hope that everyone can come back in and check it out. On my end, I never stopped, but for some of you, it did. It did stop. Jermaine Dye, look at that beautiful Topps Rookie Cup ball card from Jermaine Dye. I think this is from 2003 or so. These are the hardest series I think to figure out on what year they were because they all look so familiar once you get into the late 90s, early 2000s. Said he wants the chips. Pedro Borman, I think this is. I don't think that this pitcher went on to the MLB, but I'm not positive. I think that he just remained one of the prospects. So I got his autograph back in blue ink. That's a really good one. Kind of rare on those pro cards. Some of those pro cards are a little bit on the expensive side. So it's great to see those. Bill Cartwright, center, jersey number 24. Here's the back of it. No signature on the back. Just checking to see if he also signed the back of it. He signed the front. Bill Cartwright, Chicago Bulls. Isaiah Thomas. These Isaiah Thomas cards. Plenty of them to go through in this collection because I sent off to them at various times in order for them to all come back. So it wasn't all at once. Another Isaiah Thomas. That one. Okay. Look at him patting his belly. It goes to your belly. This baby loves food. Here you go, little guy. Oh. Hold it. No, wait. Hold it with both hands. Hold it with both hands. Hold it with both hands, big guy. Sorry about that. It was too loud in your ears. Isaiah Thomas signature there in blue ink on the card, blue Sharpie, and the rest of them he signed in black. So yeah, that's kind of different, isn't it? Hersey Hawkins, NBA great, Sixers. Prior to there being prior to the Allen Iverson days, one of the best Sixers players you have was Hersey Hawkins. There's another Hersey Hawkins ball card right there. So it's not too often that you see these ones out there in the TTM community, but it's great to have them. So thank you very much to Hersey Hawkins for your autograph. Here's another great from the Nets, Mookie Blaylock. Mookie Blaylock was all the rage back when he started playing basketball. A lot of people had his Nets jersey back then. He was really great to see shine on the basketball court. Mookie Blaylock, and I think he put his jersey number over there to the side. It looks like too. So really neat signature from him. Thank you, Mookie Blaylock, for your signature. Um, Another Kendall Gill card signed also in some kind of a pin, and this other one as well. I like these art pictures. This is my favorite one of his signature ones, where it has the artistic looking picture on there. We get back into these baseball 80s pictures. Okay, pitcher Mike. No, is it Mike Parrott or Mike Perot? there he is on his ball card. I'm pretty happy to have this 1980 card signed because a lot of the 1980 cards um, were my favorite, but 1980 Tops is one of my favorite ones of all time. So getting those sets autographed is a lot of fun to be able to have a complete collection of those. Here's another 1980, this time signed by Bill. Oops, this card's up. Okay, I had to move this camera out for a little bit. Bill Stein, Mariners. Just talk about the Seattle Mariners earlier when I was mentioning Joey Cora. Another Bill Stein, Texas Rangers ball card. Great to see this one. Now, this Hall of Fame card actually came in a part of a pack that I got. So I did not send this off as a part of a TTM unlike some of these other ones. And that was Jeff Bagwell. Jeff Bagwell on a Gallery of Stars Donruss. This came a part of a set um, that I purchased in store, not a not a TTM. But nonetheless, pretty happy with that Jeff Bagwell card. And I got to get these Bill Stein Bill Steinball cards finished up, playing for the Rangers and the Mariners. I think he started. Well, he did start back in '69 with Tulsa, so he was playing since the '60s, late '60s, all the way into the '80s. And he has some really cool looking '70s cards for his rookie card, and I need to get those sent out as well. This one I did not send off to get TTM with this. I do not even know where in the world it came from. So it probably was in, I don't know. I can't even imagine where this Chuck Noblock card came from, but there it is, Chuck Noblock. Mom said, Mom said, Leave It to Beaver has always been my favorite TV show. Love, Mom. Thanks, Mom. So Chuck Noblock card wound up somehow in my collection. I'm not quite sure where it appeared from, but nonetheless, I'm happy to have it. Most likely somebody part of their eBay thing sent that to me whenever I was ordering one of the vintage ball cards. Put in a Chuck Noblock card for me to have as well. So cool to have Chuck Noblock. I know he doesn't do the TTM very often. I don't think he does TTM at all. In fact, this is Bill Swift. Oh my goodness, I've got so many Bill Swift cards in the mail and they haven't returned. I got one back so far. Um, this was it, the Bill Swift, and it's on a Topps 95 refractor. I love how these things shine, and they have that little holographic rainbow effect to them. And he put that in blue ink, blue Sharpie, right on the card. Really good, solid pitcher. Played for the Giants, and this is another good one right here. Todd Van Poppel. Poppel was all the rage. He's signing right now. So, guys, if you're doing TTM or you're doing through the mail autographs, you want to get off to Todd Van Poppel. He's signing right now. You should be able to get his signature, hopefully. Hope the best for you in it coming back. He's one of those hit or miss type of guys that goes in and out of spats of being able to sign for people and then going into hiding again and then signing again. So this seems like he's come out of his hibernation of signatures and he's back to signing for everyone again. So if you want to get in on the Todd Van Poppel Express, go ahead and send off to Todd Van Poppel right now while you still can. It was a good pitcher. He had huge amounts of hype surrounding him. Same thing for Kevin Maas and for Phil Plantier back in the 90s. Brian Taylor was another name. And typically back then in the 90s, baseball card dealers would, when you went up there to buy ball cards, they would say, "Here's who you should be buying instead of that Mickey Mantle or that Hank Aaron or that Sandy Koufax or one of those guys that you're looking at that you'd like to add to your collection. Here's who you should be getting instead: Todd Van Poppel. You should be getting Kevin Maas. You should be getting Phil Plantier or Tim Naring. These are the guys that are gonna be the best players of all time, not those guys like Jackie Robinson or Warren Spahn. Those guys are just not gonna make it. They're not gonna cut it. But Todd Van Poppel will. So buy 50 Von Poppels while you can. If you haven't already stacked up on Greg Jeffries cards that will send you and your entire family through college, get those as well. Well, that was the message back then in the 80s and 90s when you went to the ball card shows, when you went to the hobby shops. That's exactly what most dealers would tell you. This is a custom card. I'll have to send it off to the rest of these guys. Grisana, Seal, and Rennick. They're taking a Coke break back in the 1960s on this ball card custom that I got. And so I got Mr. Rennick to sign it on this card, and I plan to send it off to the other guys that are visible here, so I can have their autograph as well. That'll be a really cool 3 people on this card, which I think is really neat. These were the Denver Bears, and these were the star players of the Bears back then in the 60s. And they each of them had moderate success back then in the 60s on the MLB, in the MLB, I should say. So they did pretty good. Then we'll get into some more of these. Justin Thompson, another Justin Thompson ball card in the gold. And he was just a minor league player. I think he may have had a short stint in the majors, but I don't think it was really that long though. Yeah, we'll just there we go. I think he played 1 or 2 seasons. I'm not positive though. I have to go back and look because there was that whole event where they had guys like him come up and then you didn't hear much from them. Larry Parrish, another good one to get. Texas Rangers. This is on a Fleer 1987, I believe, baseball card. Um, so I'm completing up my Texas Rangers collection. I sent off to Billy Sample to get his autograph. I have another custom card I have to send off to him. Pete O'Brien, Larry Parrish, all a part of that force back in the 1980s that were decent players, decent fielding, and all of that a part of that Rangers ball club. So it was great to see them, and it's really fun to have their collection um, worked on and put together. Danny Darwin, a part of that great pitching staff at the time. Those uniforms were just classic. Chris Welsh, a 1980s pitcher. I got him. I'm gonna give him his pieces. He's been eating his pieces here one by one. Okay. Thank you. Big Chief Sports Cards in the stream. Welcome in. So I'm just going over this massive amount of TTM uh, TTM cards as well as some baseball card recollections that I'm going over for everybody so we can get them out of the way so that way I can stay up to date on the rest of my TTM through the mail successes. And appreciate everyone who's in here. Shout out to all of you, Bossman Gaming, Albert, Diamond Princess, Morgan, Mom, Big Chief Sports Cards, Henry S. Thank you all for being here and for watching. I hope you enjoy. I'm glad that you guys are in here and that you get to see some of these ball cards that I got back at the mail. It's always a lot of fun. Lance Parrish card. This is his little Hot Shots ball card. I like when they have cards of the kids on them. Usually, then they have these cards also that they came out from Triple Play where they would put little kid. They would put their baseball card on their baseball card. They would put photos of them from their childhood. So these are some really cool ones that are in here. Albert Perkins, appreciate you, man. Oh yeah, you have been doing a lot of streaming lately too. You've had a lot of streams. Remember, you were like up like 24/7 trying to cover Andor, um, and the greatest Marvel character of all time, She-Hulk. I mean, better than Spider-Man, better than characters outside of the Marvel universe. She-Hulk is the greatest comic book character of them all. And you did an excellent job in covering her and her exploits, which that series, it should get an Emmy. They should make a separate category for it so they can get an Oscar. And yeah, I can't get enough She-Hulk. She-Hulk, H2O, oxygen, they're all just necessary things in your life. This is Andy Benez. Oh man, what a pitcher he was. Look at that great black Sharpie. He has such a cool signature. Padres player. I'm happy to get that. This is such a mixed up mess how I had these because I was going to go through them in order. Oh, look what George Wright has done for me. He put MVP Look at those Rangers uniforms. Bring back those classic 80s, late 70s, early 80s uniforms. Those were some fun uniforms. Some fun times, too. She-Hulk 2.0, said Albert. So you getting ready for some more She-Hulk seasons? Mm-mm-mm. Johnny Ray, second base, Pirates. Guys know I'm a huge 1961 Pirates fan. Um, collect Roy Face, a lot of other characters from that era. Bill Mazeroski, Vern Law, Bill Verdon, all that great staff that was on Johnny O'Brien, many others that were a part of that 1961 or 1960 Pirates World Series championship team. There's some legendary players like Dick Groat. So the Pirates are one of my favorite teams in the league. Although I don't keep up with them in the modern era, I'm more vintage era collector, vintage era. Also, when I look up the information on them, that's more or less what I'm looking into. But Johnny Ray was a really good second baseman for the Pirates. So great card to have and wonderful card to have signed from him. Scott Garlett's 1993 Flair, really strong pitcher. I think he played what he had a number of years with the league, and I can't off the bat I cannot say how many, but I know he was always a strong pitcher, great arm. And another one, oh, it's coming up right now. We're going to talk about really great pitcher. This guy has records in the MLB. He is Jamie Moyer. Now, he's a borderline Hall of Famer. Maybe they go back and look at his career, although that's doubtful. But you never know. Maybe in the next several years, they're going to go back and take a look at his career and give him another nod at those Hall of Fame numbers, that voting. Because he has some great stats. You go back and look at the Moyer stats. He has incredible statistics across the board in the league. Just like guys like Steve Garvey, Ken Singleton, Dave Parker, guys that are Gorman Thomas, Thurman Munson. Those are the guys that are still not in the Hall of Fame, but had incredible numbers. And you have other guys. I think there's roughly about like 10 guys that are in the Hall right now that don't have the numbers that measure up to some of the guys that just listed. So when you have that whole debate of the Hall of Fame only accepts greats, it doesn't accept goods. That's not entirely accurate because if you look statistically at the Hall, you'll notice that there are at least 10 players, like I just said, that are way, way under all the stats of these players from the 60s, 70s, and 80s that were ignored in the Hall of Fame votes. So they're very particular over there in the MLB Hall of Fame. Tom Bernansky of the Minnesota Twins, really good outfielder. Had some good games back then with the Twins. 88 Donruss on this card. I enjoy it. Getting into another really good pitcher. This guy charges for his auto too. It's Jeff Reardon. Jeff Reardon played for the Expos. Played for was it the Cardinals? Oh, I'm forgetting which team he played for. But yeah, he's a really good player from the through the 80s, and glad to have his signature on this card. I didn't pay for this autograph. I sent it off to him, and he was kind enough to sign it. Signature free. George Frazier, pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. This is a Flair 83 or 84. Plenty of different Cub cards. Back then they had the Ryan Sandberg. You had Ryan Sandberg, you had Larry Boa, that two-man punch, and then you also had Jody Davis, who I'm going to get into next. You can take a look at him. Sorry, chomping on a chip. It's lunchtime. Sorry about that, guys. All right, making sure that the baby gets his food. So there's George Frazier. Really quick, Tim Blackwell, also a catcher on the Cubs. Tim Blackwell Not too much. This I don't really remember too much about Tim Blackwell and his career. I don't know if he was a standout with the Cubs at in that era. I can't really recall. You have this is Jody Davis. I remember him. I remember his catching exploits. He was really pretty decent for the Cubs. Jody Davis. He was a part of that great team when you had the Sandberg game. So you have his 84, his 85. So I'm getting closer to completing out his collection. Once I get 9 cards of him, that Jody Davis collection will be complete in my folder. So I'm going to be happy to have that. Hotep to the people. Sauce the Prophet. Shout out to you. Don DeMarco. Good to see you in the streams. Talking ball cards with the peoples. Showing off this TTM through the mail autograph collection I got. And sharing some baseball recollections as we go through these cards one by one. These are all the cards I got back recently that I wasn't able to share with the people on a weekly basis because I'm a big TTM person, through the mail person, getting these autographs of the ball cards. I've been doing this since the 90s, and that was when I was a little bitty guy. When I was a little bitty kid, I wish I had got this whole thing completed back then too. Oh yeah, man, my ball card collection is pretty big. Sauce the Prophet. I try to have every player from, at least every player from the 50s, every player from the 60s, and they're, so signed. So one card of each signed. Um, so I have the entire, run. So if I have the rookie card, so some certain players from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. And the good news is some of these young players are signing again. Some of the young players from the new school, and this is Duffy Dyer, catcher, and he's a good signature to get right now. I need to send off some more. I'm thinking about doing a custom of Duffy Dyer and getting that sent off. But you know what's crazy though? What's wild though is Henry S is in here still, I hope. But what's wild though is the TTM community. Like if I go and watch some other people's TTM videos, so some of the stuff in my collection they won't have in theirs, right? And a lot of the stuff in their collection I won't have in mine. And that's just how deep this thing goes. That there's so many different players from different eras that it's really hard to get it all finished, get it all knocked out. That's my ultimate goal though, is to have my folders complete to where I have the players that I really wanted from their time period, especially my Ron Gant collection, to have them all finished up, so I can have them in my What is it, big man? I don't want you to bump over all the stand and stuff, so you'll have to get back, so you don't accidentally do that. But yeah, you look into Henry S's collection, you look into these other guys that do their TTM through the mail autograph collecting, and they'll have some stuff that you've never seen before. You'll say, "What in the world? Where did they get that?" I'm sure the same will go for them if they come by my channel and say, "What the heck does Jay have? I've got a card with Steve Garvey and Canelo." Well, that's a custom. So they don't have the custom, they don't have the customs, and I don't have some of the guys that they have. The guys that they have, like, I'll go through their videos and I'll be like, "Who is these guys?" So I'll have to write them down, try to keep track of it. Sauce said that reminds me of having the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Some of them, my other homies don't. What's up, big man? What do you need, little guy? Hmm? Well, go in there and go potty, and then Daddy will give you your cookie surprise. Oh, okay, I will. We getting to the end of the line pretty soon here. We only got 30 more cards to go, I think. This is Jerry Dabinsky. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher his name. Apologies to Jerry Dabinsky because that's a hard name to pronounce. I got you your cookies, big man. I'll get you your cookies. You gotta go in there and go potty too. Don't forget to go back there and go potty. Okay, your potty training cookies. I got you. Okay, big man, I got you. Potty training cookies. Jose. All right, I'm gonna help you out then. Hold up. Okay, I'll come help you with that door then. So my son wants to go in there and do potty so he can do potty training, get some potty training treats, potty training cookies. So what I'm gonna do is, let's see, I'm gonna go over there and help him out, and I'll come right back. So we got a good 30 or 40 more cards to go through on my end. So I'm still getting through them. RIP to Sam Weish. I'll put that Sam Weish card up for a second, and I'm gonna go back over here and help my son out. And while I get that sorted out, I'll be right back. All right, move out the way, little guy, so I can come help you. I don't have the temporary break screen just yet. Sorry about that. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. There you go. Sam Weish. RIP to you, sir. Jose Hernandez. Puts you to the side. Oh, this is another RIP. This one I got right before he passed away. Jay Johnstone. He's also part of that Cubs, that great Cubs unit going back. Now he played back in the '60s. Didn't he play back in the '60s? Yeah, Jay Johnstone started back in the 1960s when he started playing baseball, and then he got into the Cubs later on during the '80s. And he has that one crazy picture of him with the beer cap on his head and one of the baseball cards, the Budweiser Sun Cap. I think that was Jay Johnstone, wasn't it? So yeah, that's one of the wacky cards. I'm talking about the like those silly wacky cards. He has one of those. Similar to the way you think about that Glenn Hubbard wacky card where he's at what looks like a circus when he was with the Phillies. There's manager Danny Murtaugh, of course, long gone. Bob Skinner still with us. Bill Mazeroski still with us. Why haven't I sent off to those two guys? Boy, was I missing out. I should have sent out to Bob Skinner and Bill Mazeroski because I've got, um, boy, that would be cool. Doug, it's Doug, Don, Don Leopard. I'm sorry, Doug. Excuse me. Don, Don Leopard's signature next to Bill Mazeroski and Bob Skinner that called them. Those guys were a part of the great '60s ball club of the Pirates. So if I go ahead and send off to them, that'll be pretty neat too. Let me see. Hit Squad said, "Hey Jay, I like that you like the video. You have great TTMs. Thank you so much for the autos." Okay, thank you, Hitman Squad. Appreciate it. Okay, I'll be right there. All right, let's focus in on this for a second because I gotta go right back and help out. Jerry Grote, J.C. Martin, custom ball card I did. They both on the same card together, so that's pretty cool. Let me go see what my son needs in the bathrooms. Hello, Blake Dre. Welcome to the stream. I'm back in the stream that never ended. How's everyone doing? We still live? Still the never-ending stream. 2.5 hours later. That's a lot of autographs to take that long. Well, I've been pausing every little bit, and I've also been explaining the cards too as we went along. So, so it has run the gambit of long, long, long streams. Long streams of TTM through the mail, autographs, baseball cards that have been signed by players and returned back to me in the mail. And I'm saving them all, putting them into a folder and categorizing them as 1950s, 1960s, 1970s. So if a player was born in the if a player played in the 50s and that was his rookie year, then he's going to go into the 50s folder. And then if he had subsequent cards coming out in the 60s or whatever, those would still also be in that 50s folder because they're a part of his. Um, he's a 50s player. That's how I've decided to do my collection. Curtis Strange, a golfer. I think I sent off to those other big name golfers and I didn't get anything back from them before in the past. And what TTM video is complete without tons of Ron Gant? Every TTM video should have at least 20 to 50 examples of Ron Gant in it. And I think that I've done that this time around. I'm pretty sure that I did or I came close. So I've met my Ron Gant quota, which is mandatory in the TTM community. You have to have Ron Gant cards if you're going to send off to have autographs in the mail. Another one that you're going to have is Bobby Shantz and maybe the original Frank Thomas. If you don't have those guys, then you cannot call yourself a TTMer. So you won't be able to say that you do TTM unless you have massive quantities of Bobby Shantz, Ron Gant, and the original Frank Thomas in somewhere in your collection. Do better, people. There's Ron Gant, Flair, Metal. Oh, that's a cool looking card. What's happening in it? He's got tornadoes going on in that card. There's tornadoes all around, swirling around. Did you want to see the tornadoes? It's the tornadoes, and my son came running to see what was happening to Ron Gant. Both sons came running to see what happened to Ron Gant. And now they've decided to earthquake the camera in the process of the Ron Gant disaster. Ugh, the Ron Gant stream disaster, all because there was tornadoes surrounding Ron Gant in this Flair metal card. Now we've had earthquakes. Share with him those cookies and go on that way, please. So this doesn't destroy this whole thing over here. Take him that way and hand him those, hand him a baby cookie or cracker or whatever you got there for him. All right, more Ron Gant Pacific card. This Ron Gant collection, let me tell you, it is out of control. I just got to get more things to put these inside of. Appreciate you for being here, Blake Dre. Good to see you. Sauce the Prophet, are you still in here? This is a long stream. Who's left in here? Let's see a one in the chat of who's all left in here. Who's made it this far? Let me get a one in the chat for who's left in here. I want to see who's left in here. Probably should whoever's left in here, your names will be entered into my next drawing for a ball card. So go ahead and put one in the chat right now so I can enter in your name for my drawing and I will write your name down. Put one in the chat if you're still in here watching this. And I will enter you in for my next vintage ball card drawing. You can spell one ONE. You can put the number one. Jason VT Sports Guy, you are entered into the next drawing. I think I'll run it to maybe we'll see, maybe tonight. Maybe tonight we'll run that. I've been here and there. Let's go. Congratulations, Jason VT Sports Guy, you are entered into the drawing, and we don't get any more ones in this chat. I'm shutting the stream down, and Jason VT Sports Guy will be my sole winner of a vintage ball card. He'll just have to provide me with a mailing address. Sounds good to me, he says. We got 4 watching. We're at the end of the stream. You guys made it this far. We did what we had to do. I will be back another time with more TTM videos, but for right now, I'm waiting to see if anyone else wants to enter in to get some ball cards sent to them. Some vintage ball card, a part of the giveaway. Nothing. No one has the number one. Okay, so Jason, Jason, VT Sports Guy, you're gonna have to provide me your mailing address, and I will send you out a vintage ball card. Congratulations. I told everybody that it's this. Well, at the start of it, I don't know. I mentioned that we're doing giveaway today. Mentioned that there was a giveaway. I think it was in the giveaways, vintage. Oh, okay. I see it's in the description. So, Jason VT Sports Guy, congratulations. You are getting a vintage ball card in the mail. Email me at j.pylon@yahoo.com for that. With that address, that again is jay dot pylon pilon at yahoo.com. Email me there for the addresses to send to the winners. So congratulations to Jason VT Sports Guy and also to Connor who won earlier the 1958 Sherm Lawler ball card. And Jason VT Sports Guy, what do you want? What are you collecting? Because I'm gonna send you out one of the cards. So let me know your in the email what would you uh, what's your PC? What's your guys that you're looking for? And I'll send you out something along those lines. Because I've got a lot of different stuff I was gonna do for the giveaways. So I know you entered in the other one too. So just let me know whatever you PC, whatever you got going on, what kind of card guy or what kind of years you're looking at, era wise or whatever, and I'll send you out your card. But make sure you get me your address so I can send those out to you. For everyone else that's made it this far, thank you so much. You can also put in hashtag vintage into the chat so that I can enter it into the next drawing that I'll be doing probably tomorrow night or so. So hashtag vintage after this stream is done, and then that will be it. So for everyone tuning in, Hotep, God bless you. Jesus loves you. Stay safe. Stay strapped. Go Phillies. Peace, love, and blessings always. Signing out, Jay Pylon. I'm out of here.